But moving from there on, one stock that we are focusing on is a Karnataka Bank as well. In fact, the stock has slipped, and this is on the despite reporting strong set of numbers. Today, the stock is trading at the day's lowest levels with cuts of 7.5% coming in there. And overall, if you see in terms of where numbers are concerned, however, this is the highest ever quarterly profit that Karnataka Bank has reported as well. NII has gone up by around, say around 10% at 469 crores. Apart from that, if you see with regards to other numbers as well, with what the profits are up around 21%. If you see in terms of asset quality as well, that has improved at 4.72 versus a 4.34. And with regards to provisions, on a sequential basis, that number has really improved at 222 crores versus 541 crores. If you see in terms of different segments as well, it's mainly the treasury operation revenues that have fallen 33% during the quarter. But apart from that, good growth coming in with regards to where corporate banking is concerned, where the revenues have grown by around 27% at 627 crores. The retail banking revenues are up around 11%. So it's the retail as well as the corporate book which is really doing well. It's the treasury operations that have been slightly weak. But to discuss this and to understand the trends going forward, Mahabaleshwara MS, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer at Karnataka Bank, joins us on the show. Welcome to the show, Mr. Mahabaleshwara. To start off with, firstly, overall a good set of numbers that have been reported this time around. If you could just help us understand, is this trend expected to continue in the coming quarters, especially in terms of asset quality?
Yeah, there are basically three issues: the encouraging business numbers and the earnings, as well as the asset quality. As far as the business numbers are concerned, the credit related things, we have been able to clock a growth rate of around 24% plus. I am optimistic of maintaining it around 20% plus, and overall business growth also we have planned for 18%. And the earnings, as you have already noted, it is the highest ever quarterly profit, and we shall try our level best to further improve upon, because our CD ratio has also considerably improved. That means now I have a consistent and continuous stream of income from the advances portfolio. And of course, the asset quality is the most worrying factor for all the bankers nowadays. And fortunately, Karnataka Bank is not in that league as of now. So because there has been some turnaround as far as the stress is concerned, because the slippage in the last 1 year back, the corresponding quarter was 196.59 crores, and it has now come down to 193.76 crores. Overall, the GNPA, we have been able to maintain it at around 4.72% compared to 4.92% as of March 2018, and NNPA also has shown some positive traction from 2.96% to 2.92% as of now. Going forward, I think we should be able to have GNPA arrested at around 4% and NNPA at around 3%, with about 20 to 30% basis upward or downward movement, because the first quarter indications and the directions are quite positive, and we will strive hard to sustain this the quality related issue, apart from focusing on the growth of our business.
Right. So, Mr. Mahabaleshwara, overall as well, if we see in terms of segments, corporate banking has really picked up. We've seen a growth of around 27-28% coming in there. Retail banking revenues are up around 11%. However, it's the treasury operations revenues which have seen a fall of around 33%. Number one, what's the reason for that? And number two, are we expected to see the pickup with regards to treasury operations in the coming quarters?
See, since our CD ratio is at the highest level at 76.10, the ID ratio is at the lowest level, 25.29%. So it was at 24.57% as of March 18, almost the same level. So that is the reason why we don't have much of the M2M related depreciation provisions also. Hardly about 53 crores was required. Of that, 14 crores and odd is already provided during the current year, and for the rest of the things we have amortized this for the next 3 quarters as per the regulators' guidelines. And we are not, since the ID ratio has come down, So we are focusing more on the credit, and as a result, the trading profit also last corresponding quarter it was at around 75 crores. Now it is at only 6 crores. But in that other income category, the fee-based income, which has an element of consistency, we have been focusing on that. As a result, there is about 42.53% growth rate in the fee-based income. So we will be focusing on more on that, and as and when there is an opportunity for us to earn good income in the trading, this one, at that time we will focus on that area.
Okay, and apart from that as well, the power sector stress has largely been recognized by Karnataka Bank as well. Now, what's the kind of exposure that Karnataka Bank has now, and what is the outlook looking like with regards to recoveries?
See, in the power sector, compared to overall my advances portfolio, I have 5.60% of my total advances under the power sector, amounting to around 2,724 crores. Of that, we have recognized the full stress as NPA, 293 crores we have already recognized and made the provision. And now the major exposure that I have is mainly to the public sector units, which are all high rated. And as of now, hence there is no stress in the existing portfolio of the power sector for Karnataka Bank.
Okay. Apart from that as well, you know, if you talk, you have been going big with regards to where pre-approved retail loans is concerned. That's the foray that you've made. How big is that portfolio for you, and what is your expectation from that end?
Yeah, pre-approved loan portfolio, basically we have started off in the housing loan sector. So this is as of now consisting of around 11.12% of my total advances, that is 5,410. So I think we can definitely, since it is backed by good, good collateral, as well as the income is there to service this. Internally, we may even go up to 20% of our total portfolio for the housing sector. And here also the slippage is less than 1.62% of the total exposure under the housing sector. So that being the case, we are focusing more on the pre-approved loans to the housing sector as well as the MSME sector under our transformation initiative. So altogether a new type of loan delivery model is already rolled out for the housing sector, and by the end of this month I will be rolling out for the new delivery model for the MSME sector.
Right. Apart from that as well, with regards to where the loan, mix is concerned, how is that expected to change with regards to corporate loans, mid-corporate, as well as the retail segment loans? I think
retail, see, as per Basel 3, up to 5 crores is our retail, and above 5 crores is treated as the corporate. But if you look into that from the real corporate things, depending on the exposures and all, see, up to 50 crores we have around 66% exposure. Above 50 crores, around 34% exposure. So this exposure is the real corporate. So that is the public and private limited companies. So going forward, we will be able to maintain this particular ratio, that is around 66% up to 50 crores exposure, and above 50 crores exposure around 30 to 34%. And the big corporates, the exposure that what we are taking is of course only the rated corporates. That is the reason why our out of our total advances as of now, around 34% of our advances book is already under the external rated category, which was at around 24% about a year back.
Okay, and very lastly, overall as well, with regards to where business is concerned, if you could just help us understand what's the exposure that you have with regards to where NCLT cases are concerned, and what's the kind of resolution you're expecting in FY19, and any equity infusion or fundraising that you're looking at with regards to FY19?
As far as NCLT cases are concerned, we have 3 accounts as of now, with an exposure of around 268 crores, and of that around 76% is already provided for. So resolution, yes, it is on the fast track mode, likely to happen during the current year. So if that happens, the provision gets released. That is the plus point for the bank, not only for the bank but also for the banking industry. As far as the fundraising is concerned, as of now, my this CAR stands at 11.60%, without accounting for the net profit, whatever that we have earned during the June quarter. If that is also accounted for, then it will go up to 11.90%. So this is fundraising is a continuous process. So generally once in 2 years or 3 years we approach the market, and this time also my ICAC is meeting. Of course it is a routine meeting on quarterly basis, so we will make an assessment. So if at all anything is required, we will be in a position to come back and tell you in detail.
Right. All right, Mr. Mahabaleshwar, a pleasure speaking to you, and thank you for joining us on the show as
Thank
well.
you.
So that's the outlook with regards to a Karnataka bank whose, though the numbers are good, however, the stock is trading under pressure with cuts of 7.5% at the day's lowest levels. But moving from there on, one stock that's in focus in today's